It's so good to see you. Can I give you a kiss? Ah, I know. It's been ages. I can only entice you over here with a massage, huh? No, I'm only joking. I heard how stressed you were on the phone. Sure. I'm happy to give you a massage. We're going to do Shiatsu today. Is that okay? Do you know what Shiatsu is? Have you ever had it done before? Okay. So you know it's going to use pressure along the meridians of your body. And the meridians are like the energy paths, okay? Yeah, it's the same as acupuncture, but it's using thumbs and pressure instead of needles. Have you ever had acupuncture done? Okay. Yeah, I've had it done because I had a medical reason why I really wanted to try it, and there's been a lot of research done on acupuncture, but I didn't really like it because I can feel the needles and they make me uncomfortable. I'm real squeamish about needles to begin with, so I didn't love it. Yeah. So, but I do like the acupressure. Okay, so lay down, get comfortable. We're gonna have you lay on your stomach first, okay? And I know you're kind of just having general not disease, but dis-ease, discomfort, emotionally and physically. Okay. Well, this is perfect for that. Now, one thing I will say is sometimes it releases energy that can make you cry. I've seen that several times. I went and had Shiatsu at a school where we were all kind of in a big room walled off by curtains, and there was one woman who cried the whole time, and there were others who cried periodically. So especially if you're having some emotional issues that you're struggling with, this may release some of that, which is a good thing, and this is a safe place to cry, okay? All right, so I'm gonna start off with your back. I'm gonna start with your low back, just pressing down. Firm pressure. So at first, we're going to use the palms of my hand on either side of your spine on those pressure points. So the bladder meridian runs on either side of your spine, and we're going to activate that meridian right now. Yeah. Is the pressure okay? Okay, good. Yeah, and one thing I do during Shiatsu massage is I kind of, a lot of the times, try to anchor my hand on your sacrum area. So I'm not really touching your butt, your glutes, but I'm right at the top of, right below your low back on that bone where your sacrum is. So, all right, so we've got your back sort of warmed up now, and I'm going to use my thumbs along the top of your shoulder blade. In some ways, it's very similar to the type of massage I do. So I'm starting right in this crease by your neck and your shoulder, and just using my thumbs to press in, okay? So pretty deep pressure. Is the pressure okay? So I'm hitting a lot of the tension areas that I would for a massage. I'm just tending to use direct pressure with my thumbs instead of cupping with my hands or using my forefingers. Sometimes I use my forefingers during Shiatsu too. Okay, so let's do that one more time. So by the neck, and then sliding out about an inch along the shoulders. So also, because we sometimes hold these points for a while, you may feel a very clear muscle release too. So it's about energy, but you should also feel relaxed, okay? And it should help with any tension that you have as well. Okay, so I'm going to start moving down the spine. So basically underneath each vertebra of your spine, I'm going to press in with my thumbs. So starting up near your neck, at your cervical vertebra. It can be very intense, so since you haven't had this done in a long time, I'm not going to use too much pressure. I'm not going to lean my whole body into it. If you had done this for a while, I'd be leaning up over you so that I could use a lot of pressure. But I don't want you to be too sore tomorrow. We'll go at the pressure where you're comfortable. And as that increases over time, if you get more Shiatsu massages, then I will start to go a little bit deeper, okay? Just sort of, sometimes rotating my thumbs, sometimes just using the direct pressure. Kind of depends on what I can feel in the energy in your body. Yeah. So do you want to tell me what's going on? Now normally, if you weren't my friend, I wouldn't ask that question because it's outside of my scope of practice as a massage therapist, which is a little weird because I'm also a therapist. I'm a social worker, so it is within my scope of practice as a social worker, but if somebody's coming to me for a massage, they're not coming to me for social work. So, so I tend to try to keep those. Now I'm going to move kind of back up your spine. I try to keep those separate, but you're my friend, so we can talk. You're not paying me. We're just hanging out. So do you want to tell me what's going on? It's been a pretty overwhelming time. There's a lot going on in the world, and we can either feel very powerless or we can feel like we need to do something, but there's nothing we can really do, which can be very hard. So it is a struggle. Are you feeling that way in your personal life too? So not just what's happening in the world. Okay. So now I'm going to work down your legs, okay? So I'm going to keep my hand anchored at your sacrum, and I'm going to work down from your glutes, down the backs of your legs, okay? Just keep taking deep breaths. So this is a good practice with Shiatsu too. As I press in, you want to let out. And in between, take a deep cleansing breath in, okay? So it can end up being a bit of a breathing exercise as well, okay? How's the pressure on your legs? All right. I know I'm much more sensitive on my legs than I am on my back. So if it gets to be too much, let me know. I'm not going to press on the backs of your knees because that's too intense. But I'm going to press on the backs of your calves. Okay. So keep talking. If you want to. If you would rather just stay silent, that's okay with me too. I understand, okay? Sure. You want to just talk about kind of nice things? That is fine. So what's been going on with the sewing that you've been doing? Uh-huh. Great. That's going well. What have you made lately? Hobbies are a really good distraction. Mm-hmm. Alright. So I'm going to go one more time down your legs. Just shift down a little bit. Anything good that's new in your family? Oh, that's nice. Has he ever won that before? No? He must have worked hard this year. That's good. Is it okay if I get him a present? Okay. Do you know what he likes now? Well, I'm sure you know what he likes. Any suggestions on what to get him? Okay. So now I'm just kind of using my palms on your legs, just kind of warming up the muscles. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to have you flip over. A lot of this massage happens with you laying on your back. So just flip over. Yep, flip away from me. There you go. Okay. So now I am going to access the liver meridian. It's on the inside of your thighs. I'm not going to go too high up because we don't want to get too up close and personal. So just on the inside of your thighs, about halfway down to get to the liver meridian. Are you feeling any of the energy changing? Okay. So you will want to make sure that you drink a lot afterwards. Tea, but not too much caffeine, so more herbal teas. We can do a little bit of green tea if you want. I'm going to use my forefingers, kind of go up the inside of your leg. Yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of a circular motion with my forefingers, just sliding up. So sometimes, like with any massage, it's really catered to what I feel in your body. So sometimes I can feel there's almost like a depression in the skin, and you can tell that's where your thumb goes. And sometimes it feels like it is stagnant a little bit, and when I feel that, I will use a circular motion. Sometimes I feel almost like a bump. So we get kind of knots in the energy, I feel like, too. So this is truly just what I feel. I haven't ever been really taught it this way, although I have been trained in Shiatsu. But I know what my hands and fingers feel. And sometimes I can tell I need to just use direct pressure, and sometimes I can tell I need to rotate my thumb. So, and sometimes it feels like it's almost too intense, and that's when I'll use my forefingers, and I'll kind of do more of a massaging type motion than strictly the Shiatsu. And I think some of it's just kind of intuition, based on good training. I mean, I'm not just winging it, but I do try to listen to the body of whoever I'm massaging as well. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of warming with my hands, but since the bones are so close, you don't want to press down on somebody's thigh bone or especially their calf bone from the front. So I'm going to do a little bit of work on the ankles, the inside of the ankles. Is it still feeling okay? All right. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Let the tears come. Sometimes they need to come. And you don't need to know why. It's okay. You don't need to come up with a reason. Sometimes it's just the energy releasing. And that's all right. It's okay. It needed to come out. You'll feel better after, okay? Okay. All right, I'm going to move up. All right, I'm going to use the sides of my hand in between your chest, okay? So, just gently. I don't do a lot of chest massage. You can get specifically trained in that. Yeah, don't be snarky. All right, I'm going to go just above your collarbone. Actually, right below your collarbone on your pec muscles. Okay. All right, now I'm going to work your arm. So, I'm going to start with my palm, kind of anchoring your shoulder with my hand. You doing okay? All right. No, don't be embarrassed. I expected that. That's kind of why I didn't bring you here to make you cry, but I could tell you're really stressed. And so I knew Shiatsu would be a good way to kind of get all that out. Yeah, you'll feel much better now. You've had a little bit of a release in the tears and then quite a bit of energy release in the Shiatsu, okay? Okay. Okay. All right, now I'm going to use my thumb along the heart governor meridian. On the inside of the arm. Okay. Yeah. We all need to ask for help sometimes. Yep. We can't all keep it together all the time. It's unreasonable. Yeah. Keep taking deep breaths. Sure, if there's another bout of tears, that's fine. It's been hard. Sometimes we just have to acknowledge we're having a hard time. Doesn't mean that we can't go on, and it doesn't mean that we're hopeless, and it doesn't mean that life is all a misery, but it means that we're having a hard time. And that happens. Life is hard a lot of the time. And it's a little easier if we can ask for help. Yep. So, this is good. Yeah. I'm so glad I could do this for you today. Yeah. You're going to stay for a while, right? Okay. I'll make us some tea. I've got actually some really nice herbal tea that I actually made from herbs in my garden. So it'll be good. Kind of detoxifying too. Yeah. I want you to promise me one thing, okay? I want you to turn off all screens an hour before bedtime tonight, okay? Alright, now I'm going to use my 4 fingers on your arm and stimulate the triple heater meridian. Okay, so I want you to promise to turn off all screens an hour before you should go to bed, and I want you to really calculate out 8 hours of sleep, okay? And maybe that means you go to bed even a little earlier to give yourself 15 minutes, half hour to fall asleep if you're anything like me. I am not one to lay down and fall right asleep, okay? Alright, same thing on the other arm. Yeah, it takes me a while to fall asleep. I need to read for at least a half hour before I turn the light off. So I try to turn off all screens, get in bed at around 9, so that I can turn off the light by 10, and then it still takes me usually about 15 minutes to fall asleep. And there's sometimes I'm better at that than others. So, okay, I'm going to have you roll your head to the side, and I'm going to use pressure on your neck, top of your neck by your occiput, okay? All right, just using pressure there on that side. So this is your gallbladder meridian, and it's between the two large neck muscles. Okay, yeah. So, 3 things. We tend to forget them. We think they're not very important. They have a huge impact on our mental health. Getting enough sleep, eating healthy foods regularly. I'm not saying we don't mess up every once in a while, have something that's unhealthy and splurge. Okay, let me have you roll your head to the other side. Okay, we all do that. That's okay. No guilt involved, but we need to eat. We need to fuel our bodies. Everything is much more stressful if you're tired and if you're hungry. So you need to eat. You need to eat healthy foods that give your body the nutrients it needs to function. And you need to drink water. I know everybody knows we should do those things. We don't do those things. Our culture does not value those things. We think you're ambitious and great if you can function on little sleep. We think you're lucky if you can function without a lot of food and keep your weight down. We're wrong. It is very unhealthy for our mental health. We need to be fueled, we need to be hydrated, and we need to be rested. And if you can start with that, you're in a good place. There's other self-help things that we can do. Okay, roll your head forward. I'm going to do a little bit of a face massage. Okay, so I'm going to start on your forehead with my 4 fingers, okay? Yes, we can, we want to make sure you shower every day. If you're like me and you're a bit of a water baby, you may need to take baths. You need to get outside when you can. Yeah, they're starting to allow physicians in Canada to prescribe state park passes because they're finding, okay, I'm going to go underneath your eyes. They're finding that being outdoors is so beneficial for almost all illnesses. Yeah, we need that. And for mental health reasons especially. Okay, I'm going to rub your temples. Yeah, we have to take care of ourselves, and it can seem like such little things, and we can almost be disappointed when they make a difference because it seems like such a silly thing. Why didn't we do it earlier? Or maybe it means we didn't feel as bad as we thought we did. It doesn't negate how you felt. It's not your fault you didn't do these things. We don't value them in our culture. I'm going to go underneath your mouth. It's not your fault, but when you notice it, if you can make those little habit changes, food, water, sleep, makes a big, big difference. So start there, okay? I'll bug you about other self-care things down the road. Actually, I'll just drag you places. We're going to go for a hike at some point. It doesn't have to be a long one. We can go flat terrain, just walk around a park for a little bit, but we need to get out in nature now that the weather is turning nice. I'm so excited. That makes a huge difference in my well-being. Okay. All right. There you go. How are you feeling? Yeah. Yes, it releases your muscles like a massage, but it's definitely a little more. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. All right, I want you to lay here for a little while. I want you to keep your eyes closed and just kind of lay and relax. I want you to slowly stretch, roll over on your side, push yourself up with your hands, take your time. Maybe practice how slowly can you get up and can you get dressed. I have a glass of water over on the table that I got before we started, so you can start with that. And I'm going to go downstairs and make us some tea, and then you can come on down and join me, and we'll just have some tea and chat, and we can chat about what's going on, or we can really just chat about fun stuff. I can tell you silly stories about my son if you want. Okay? Alright, so definitely slowly take your time. If you're up here for an hour because you take a nap, that's fine. I'll reheat the tea. Okay, love you. Alright, I'll see you downstairs.